And you mentioned before, like recruitment is the biggest challenge in the industry, as far as you're concerned. Yeah. How do you retain good staff if people are sort of, you know, tempted to jump around and things like that? What's your sort of way to do that?
That's the most challenging thing. Well, finding good staff is hard. Finding them and keeping them for 2 years plus is extremely hard. But it's doable. But it's like, you know, when I look at people, we do this people analyzer exercise where it's based on, you know, imagine like, I'll draw it. So like you're looking at us, that's the y-axis, that's the x-axis. The y-axis is their skills and competency, and the x-axis is like their engagement with the business. Mm-hmm. So split it into 4 boxes. On the left-hand side, you've got low engagement and low skills, bottom left box.
Bad quadrant to be in.
So that's the worst quadrant. They are deemed problem people. They are the problems. You might have low engagement but high skills. Mm-hmm. They would be plodders. And you've got to work out, well, why are they just plodding along? Are they happy being plodders? Because not everyone's like full of ambition, and you've got to recognise that as well. Some people just want to turn up, do the job, do it well, get a pat on the back and the rewards, and just go home, and they're quite happy with that. Like every army needs foot soldiers, don't they? And if that's working for you and them, then fine, they can be there. But on the right-hand side is high engagement, low skills. Now that's typically like a trainee who loves what you're all about and is going to work hard to upskill himself. And then the best quadrant is high engagement, high skills, and they would be a superstar or a superstar, as we call them. And they are the best, and that's where you've got to get your people. And sometimes a superstar something can happen and become a little bit less engaged. They might become a plodder, so conversation, what's happening, like get you back into the superstar box. Sometimes, you know, the skill set can go down because something's happened, you know, mental health issues and personal life issues that they're dealing with can make them start making mistakes. So they can go down the skill, but then you've got to like upskill them again and have a timeout and talk to them. But that's the way I see people in those 4 quadrants. Mm-hmm. And it definitely feels like now that the superstars were always the minority, but it definitely feels like now, like we're into like single-digit percentage minority now to get the superstars. They still come along. Like we've had a couple of absolute belters recently. Like I tell them, like you're such a refreshing change, and like it's amazing to have you on the team, and it makes you like it reinstills your faith in the whole industry again. Honestly, it really does.
Like gold dust, like hen's teeth.
Yeah. And then the challenge becomes like looking after them, and but often it's just the basics, like ring them up once a week or every other week and say, "Are you all right? How you doing?" Mm-hmm. And it's as simple as that. Might just be a 3-minute phone call.
People love to
them
in touch,
when they've worked in businesses and they've met the business owner once, or I've interviewed people who've never met the business owner, and like they think it's a refreshing change, you know. Mm-hmm. So the basics are often the forgotten things that are actually the thing you need to be doing.
Mm-hmm. Plod at the superstar scale, I love it. And then I know you do some interesting things, Gary. Like you give people birthdays as holidays. You give them a gym membership. Is that right?
We've recently started doing that. Yeah, the birthday holiday thing. Like I noticed other people were doing it, and you've got to take notice of what other people are doing. And if that works, then do it. Gym membership, because I'm big on people looking after themselves, and so Pure Gym, corporate discounts there. And again, not everyone's took it, but people do it when they're ready. So if you make it available, then it's there for them.
So is that like in an effort to kind of look after your staff and to nurture their self-care and things like that?
Yeah, just encourage them to prioritize themselves, because it's not selfish. Like you just end up like burnt out, and that's no good for anyone.
Yeah, I've been in companies where people are burned out and they've had the the last straw's been broken sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can have a bit of a cascade effect.